Why Nanami Kento is the most realistic character in anime. And yeah, I pretty much agree because a lot of people say that Nanami and maybe even Higuruma are the most relatable characters in the show. Now, I would personally say that Nanami probably is more relatable than Higuruma because Higuruma was a genius. Nanami is just kind of, he's smart, but he's just like a businessman, you know?
How Nanami's psychology is different in Jujutsu Kaisen, the man who quits. We're always told winners never quit and quitters never win. It's one of those motivational posters we have shoved down our throats since elementary school. But Kento Nanami is a man who built his entire identity on quitting. He quit being a sorcerer because it was traumatic. Then he quit being a salaryman because it was soul crushing. Most characters in Jujutsu Kaisen are driven by these massive cinematic motivation, revenge, glory, or a meaningful death.
Yep.
But Nanami is just trying to manage his resources. He's the only person in the show who treats the apocalypse like 9 to 5. Ironically, that's exactly what makes him the most
I feel like he's also a mentor, like he just likes to help people.
psychologically resilient person on screen. Let's talk about the psychological concept of the sunken cost fallacy. To understand Nanami,
Ooh, I love that. Yeah, I learned this in psychology class, bro. Sunken cost fallacy. Yeah, this is a huge trap a lot of people fall into. And basically, sunk cost fallacy is just, oh, I've already spent so much time already doing this, so I may as well not quit, or I may as well just keep up with it, even when the returns are so diminishing or the job doesn't bring you happiness anymore.
you have to understand the sunken cost fallacy. This is that nagging voice in your head that tells you to finish a movie you hate just because you already watched half an hour.
Yup,
It's the logic that keeps us at dead end jobs or toxic relationships because we already
exactly. You already invested so much time into it, you may as well just stick with it through. But it's like, no, you shouldn't.
put in the time. Nanami's life is a masterclass in fighting this fallacy. In high school, he lost his friend Hypera. He saw the cost of being a sorcerer, youth, blood, and eventually life. Most people
Hmm.
would have stayed out of the sense of duty or guilt that I already suffered this much, I have to see it through mindset. But Nanami looked at the bill and said, no thanks. He walked away. He refused to let his past trauma dictate his future. He goes to the corporate world
Honestly, Nanami's a genius for that.
thinking that he escaped the cost, but he enters a different type of trap. He spends years at a brokerage firm selling stocks to people who don't even need them to make money for people he doesn't like. This is where he faces the secondary sunk cost. He built a career. He has the seniority, he has a suit, and he has a paycheck. But Nanami realizes the stability is just another thing that he's paying for with his soul. The turning point
Yup, and he just kept trying to chase money.
isn't a grand battle. It's a bakery girl with a spirit on her shoulders. When he helps her, he gets a thank you. That's it. That one tiny moment of intrinsic reward, feeling like his labor actually mattered, made the extrinsic reward of his corporate life feel like a garbage. He realized that if he was going to suffer, and in this world suffering is giving, he would rather suffer for a cause that actually produces results. This brings us to his actual power, which is a literal manifestation of his mental state. The 7-3 ratio. This isn't just math, it's control. It's a
Hmm.
world of chaotic, terrifying curses. Nanami imposes a rigid, predictable rigid onto reality. It's a psychological survival mechanism. If he can find the point, he can end the fight quickly. He doesn't want a shonen battle, he wants an efficient transaction. Then there's overtime.
I mean, smart.
He's binding foul. It's the ultimate boundary. Most of us hustle until we burn out. Nanami says, I'll give you 100% until 5 p.m. After that, the price goes up. By limiting his output during business hours, he protects his mental health. When he enters overtime, it's not just a power up, it's a psychological shift into hyperfocus because of the cost of his time has just skyrocketed. Nanami isn't a hero because he's fearless, he's a hero because he's pragmatic. He teaches that admitting a sunk cost isn't a failure, quitting a path that no longer serves you is the only way to find one that does. He went
Yeah, literally. Like literally, just don't fall into sunken cost fallacy. It's not worth it.
back to World of Sorcery not because he was trapped by his past, but because he did the math and realized that saving one person was worth more than 1,000 successful treats. In a world that demands we give 110% until we break, Nanami reminds people to check the clock and set their boundary, and remember that our time is the only resource we can't get back. If you enjoyed this breakdown,
Yep. Honestly, man, there's so many traps in life. You just be careful, guys. Just I don't know. I mean, life's meant to be kind of difficult sometimes, but just don't fall into sunken cost fallacy at the very least.